Hi my lovely ones. So I'm very sorry that I did not post part 3 of my Michael Jackson collection yesterday, but it was a very long day and I stayed at work until around 9:30, so by the time I got home I had other stuff to do and I just did not get around to doing it, but I'm doing it now. And so this is going to be part 3 of my 5-part series of my updated Michael Jackson collection videos, so I hope you guys enjoy and I'm just going to get into it. And I'm going to be showing my coffee table books and some of my novels, such as like autobiographies and biographies about Michael Jackson. So I'm going to start with the coffee table books, and the first one that I have is one of my favorites, and it's Dancing the Dream. And I know there are different covers to this book, but I really like this one. And it's written by Michael Jackson, as you guys can see, and so basically all of the content in here is written by Michael, and I do think there are a few drawings by him as well, but the photography is absolutely amazing, and his choice of pictures and stuff is phenomenal, so I really like this book, and it's just, like, inspirational, I think. And he dedicated it to his mom, and I think we all know how much he loved his mom, so I think that's really sweet. But there's a lot of different pictures and stuff, and basically this is just, like, a compilation of poetry and kind of, like, excerpts and stuff. So, I don't know, I love this picture right here, it's amazing, and I love all of the pictures where the sunset is involved, but, like, I'll just read one of them. It's like, once there was a child and he was free, deep inside he felt the laughter, the mirth, and the play of nature's glee. He was not troubled by thoughts or hereafter beauty, love was all he'd see. He knew his power was the power of God, he was so sure they considered him odd. The power of innocence, of compassion, of light, threatened the priests and created a fright. In endless ways they sought to dismantle the mysterious force which they could not handle. In endless ways they tried to destroy his simple trust, his boundless joy. His invincible armor was a shield of bliss. Nothing could touch it, no venom, no hiss. And it keeps going on, but that's just a little part of the first poem, and they're all, like, really, really good. And they're all very insightful as well. Again, there's, like, a lot of cool pictures and stuff, so there's him dancing. And I actually, like, can envision him doing the dance moves because, like, we all know this is from the Black or White music video. This is another one of my favorite pictures in here, and this is for the like, kind of excerpt Wings Without Me. And the blanket that he's wearing actually looks like wings, so that's really cool. And there's just a lot of good stuff in here. If you guys would like me to, like, go into more detail or whatever, then I can do that. And maybe, like, read a couple of my favorite poems and stuff in here. But, yeah, this is a really good book. And, of course, because it's written by Michael, then it's awesome. The second one I want to show you guys is The Making of Thriller. And it's got a really cool cover where he kind of morphs from Mikey to the kind of, like, zombie Michael. So that's kind of cool. And that's kind of what drew me to this book in the first place. But basically inside it just has, like, transformation pictures and stuff like that of him getting his makeup done and, you know, different pictures of him during the set, like, on the set and stuff. So you can see here, he's getting his makeup done. And there's just a lot of different pictures and, like, little excerpts and stuff in there. And then there's even some, like, quotes from other celebrities. Like, there's one from Neo. It says, Michael Jackson will live forever through the thing that he put all of his energy into, his music. So like I said, that's by Neo. And then there's a quote by Justin Timberlake and just a bunch of cool quotes and really cute pictures, like here. So yeah, that's basically that book in a nutshell. And then last of my coffee table books, I realize now that this is a very, I guess, rare book. It's kind of hard for people to get their hands on, but I did not know that until, like, recently. But when I got mine, I actually pre-ordered it before it even came out. So I guess I got lucky in having done that because it's really hard to find, and when you do find it, I heard it's really expensive. But this is the Vintage Pop Never Can Say Goodbye Michael Jackson Archives, and this is by Catherine Jackson. Sorry, not the Michael Jackson Archives. It's called Vintage Pop Never Can Say Goodbye, Catherine Jackson Archives. And basically, it's a book that she wrote. It's kind of heavy, but as you can see, it's not that thick or anything like that. It includes a lot of pictures that I guess she would deem rare, but could probably find online somewhere. But it's, like, of Michael growing up. Spot Michael right here. And then There's just like excerpts and like basically Catherine's insight on her son, which is really interesting and really cool. So this is a good read, and there are a lot of good pictures in here. I'm trying to find my favorite one, but there's so many good pictures in here. It's so hard to just find. Oh, so this is my favorite picture in the entire book. I just love this picture of Michael, and I think he's very, very handsome. So yeah, there's a lot of cool pictures and a lot of good stuff to read in here. And yeah, again, that's by I was gonna say Jackson Catherine. That's by Catherine Jackson. Okay, so then going into like novels and stuff, I'm gonna start with the ones that are like whatever. The first one is Jackson, His Rise and Fall. Or sorry, not Jackson. Jacko, His Rise and Fall. The social and sexual history of Michael Jackson. So already when you see this title, you're like, Cleo, why do you even own that book? But to be honest, like I just started reading it when I went to chapters one day, and I was like, well, it's kind of interesting, even though most of it is more than likely not factual, but like it was interesting, and I can go into more detail during a review for you guys, like to tell you exactly what about this is so interesting. Like if you guys want to know exactly what they have to say about his sexual life, I can do that. I don't think that this book is factual, but I do find it interesting. It's nice to know what they think they know about Michael, but clearly they need to do a little bit more research, I think. But when I read some of the stuff, I was like, no, not really. I don't think that this is very factual at all. And as you can tell by the, like, Jacko, like, really, you know it's probably going to be a lot more BS than it is going to be factual. But I must say that it was a very interesting read. And for that reason, that's why, like, I kind of bought it in the first place. And then the next book is The Way He Made Me Feel, and this is a book by Tatiana Thumbson, who was the video model in the music video The Way You Make Me Feel. So this book, I don't know how much of it is factual. I know that, you know, she did get to work closely with Michael, but I think she kind of embellished the story, if I can say that. I wouldn't say that she's 100% delusional, because you never know, really, but no one else has really validated any of the stuff that she said in this book, so we will probably never know whether or not it was true. But, you know, I guess she knows best, because it is about her and Michael, so, I don't know, it's an interesting read, and it's not all about Michael, but there is a great deal about him in here, and I can tell that she really did like him, whether or not they had anything going. But it's interesting, and then the remainder of the book is more like talking about her childhood and what she did to kind of build up to being in the video. So it is interesting, and I don't know, I guess she's a pretty cool person, and this book was definitely not very expensive, and I think you could find it on like Amazon or something like that. Okay, wait, I lied. Inside it says that it was $37.95 Canadian, $24.95 US. So, I don't remember if I actually paid that much for it, but I know that if you go on, like, Amazon or maybe eBay, you can find this for quite cheap, I think. Okay, so the next book is kind of a bit controversial, and it's called The Michael Jackson Tapes by Shmuley Boteach, and he's a rabbi, and supposedly a friend of Michael's. And you can see on the back that's Michael and him. But this was aired on CNN, and a lot of people expressed views that maybe this was released without the permission of Michael Jackson, and that a lot of the things in here were not meant to ever be, you know, released to the public. But according to Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, he says that, you know, Michael knew that this was possibly going to be a book in the future, so he did it for that purpose. Which is what I would like to believe, because if it were like, you know, just confidential and Michael did not know it would become a book, then I'd feel a little bit, I guess, guilty reading it, because it's kind of like reading someone's personal diary or something. But apart from that, this is a really, really good book, and it says a tragic icon reveals his soul in intimate conversation, and it really does go into a lot of depth, and it's very insightful, a little bit sad and stuff, but for the most part, I do really like this book, just because it gives you, like, it validates what you already know about Michael, and then a little more than that. So I really like this book, even though it may not be, like, completely valid. I mean, not valid, but it may not be completely warranted. Michael may not have given permission, but I do still like this book a lot. Okay, and then the next one is not a Michael Jackson book, but you'll see how it kind of ties in. It kind of segues into the next one. But this is the Growing Up in the Jackson Family, LaToya Jackson.